All right, today we're diving into something truly fascinating, a new frontier in memory care. I want you to imagine a kind of personal assistant for someone with Alzheimer's. It's a system designed to bridge that often lonely, confusing gap between a doctor's visit and just everyday life. So let's get into how it all works. It really all boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful question. For millions of people, the faces of the people they love most can, over time, start to become a blur because of cognitive decline. And that's the deeply personal human problem that this new technology is trying to tackle head-on. So first, let's really wrap our heads around the challenge of memory itself, and why losing it is so much more than just forgetting things. It's a fundamental struggle with who we are and how we connect with others.
You know, one of the most heartbreaking symptoms of Alzheimer's has a clinical name: prosopagnosia. It basically means face blindness. Can you even imagine looking at your own child or your partner of 50 years and not knowing who they are? It's profoundly isolating, and this is exactly where a little bit of technology might be able to offer a helping hand.
And this gets at a really critical gap in how we currently provide care. Think about it. Standard cognitive tests, you might get one every 6 months, maybe once a year, in a sterile clinic. That's just a brief snapshot in time. But Alzheimer's, that's a 24/7 reality. There's this huge disconnect between that one moment in the doctor's office and what's actually happening in someone's day-to-day life at home.
So, how in the world can technology help bridge that gap? Well, that brings us right to our next section, a new kind of assistant.
At its very core, this Alzheimer's physician assistant is built to do two key things. First, provide immediate, in-the-moment support to the patient. And second, give their doctor a continuous, much clearer picture of their cognitive health over the long haul.
And the benefits here are pretty incredible for everyone involved. For doctors, it means way better data. For patients, it's about feeling empowered and getting that daily help. And so, importantly, for caregivers, it could help lift some of that immense weight they carry every single day, giving them a bit of peace of mind that a system is there helping out.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this thing actually work? It's really built on 3 main parts that all work together. Let's break them down one by one.
So first step, for the patient, there's a super simple tablet app. It's filled with these interactive games and little cognitive exercises that are designed to measure things like memory, pattern recognition, and reaction time. The system keeps track of performance, but it's not like some high-pressure test. It's more of a gentle, daily check-in.
Okay, now this is where it gets really cool. The patient wears a pair of smart glasses that have a tiny camera. When they look at someone, the glasses use facial recognition to identify that person from a preloaded list of family and friends. And then, get this, it discreetly whispers the person's name, maybe something like, "That's Allie, your son," into a small earpiece. Just amazing.
And finally, all of this information from those tablet games and the logs from the facial recognition gets sent to a secure website. The doctor can log in and see trends, track cognitive changes over weeks and months, and make way more informed decisions about treatment, all without the patient even having to leave their home.
And this is really the whole idea in a nutshell. We're moving away from those occasional snapshots you get in a clinic and instead creating a continuous movie of a patient's health. This gives doctors that rich context they've been missing to truly understand what that person's journey is like.
Of course, an idea this ambitious needs a really solid plan to actually make it happen. So let's take a look at the rigorous scientific roadmap they've laid out.
The whole proposed plan spans 4 years, and it moves really methodically. It starts with a year of research and design, then a year of development and testing, followed by a full year of clinical trials. The last year is all about analyzing that data and then sharing what they've learned with the wider medical community.
Now, to prove this thing actually works, the plan calls for a study with 100 participants. 50 of them will get to use the new system, and the other 50, the control group, will just get the standard care. This kind of direct comparison is what's known as the gold standard in medical research. It's really the best way to know for sure if a new approach is making a real difference.
What's really smart here is that the team has already thought through the biggest potential problems. For user adoption, especially with older adults, the interface has to be dead simple. For data privacy, which is a huge deal, they're using AES 256 encryption. That's the same level of security your bank uses. And it's all going to be fully HIPAA compliant, which is the US standard for protecting patient info. And of course, to make sure it's accurate, the whole system will go through tons of testing.
So what's the big picture here? What could a technology like this mean for the future of healthcare, maybe even beyond Alzheimer's? You see, even though it's designed for Alzheimer's, this whole model of continuous monitoring, daily engagement, and data-driven insights, this could be a blueprint for managing all kinds of chronic conditions. It's about bringing the power of the clinic right into a person's living room.
And the potential to grow this thing is just huge. I mean, imagine adapting this for other conditions like Parkinson's, or integrating it with official electronic health records. You could even use augmented reality to help patients navigate their own homes. The possibilities here are genuinely transformative.
And that really leaves us with this one last thought. We often think of technology as being cold, maybe a little impersonal. But a project like this really asks us to see it differently. It poses the question, how can we use these incredibly powerful tools not to replace human connection, but to support it? To extend the reach of compassionate care, especially for the people who need it the very most.